That item gives a lot.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
basically makes you part to work. It's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Squishy Wizards, you're up.
I don't want a beard.
I'll
Bottom of the beard, there we
happily take
go.
a beard.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, nice choice to Winnie.
JC, save his beard. Don't do it to it what you did to Dwalius' beard.
I guarantee nothing.
I can grow a beard. That's fine.
Well, it's only a 50% chance of beard.
Every
But I don't
day.
want to take that risk.
Spontaneous magic shavings.
Mhm.
Got it.
More like you throw an axe and you roll a 1 so it shaves off part of your beard.
Heh.
Next item.
Oof.
Next item is the Psi Gem, which I
Ooh.
can't quite remember what. How is that? What it
It's
does?
it's a spell
Gem.
slot equal to your intelligence. Sorry, JC.
That was it exactly. Well done, Robin. It also illuminates. It also offers the light cantrip, basically, though you can increase the range depending on your intelligence further.
I wouldn't really like it, but I think it would be even better for someone with a higher intelligence score than mine. Even though mine is at 17 at the moment, so if I get it to 18, it would be a +4. So I'd get a 4th level, which is the highest I can actually get.
And it is useful to pretty much everybody here
Yep.
because it is a minimum of level 1 spell, and everybody in this group, aside from Jasmine, can cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too bothered about this item personally.
That's because you
So-
want the tattoo, personally.
Yes,
Uh,
but
I
that does not
can't-
change my position on the gem.
I can't use. I can't open Kiva's sheet. Oh wait. Ooh. Hang on. It's slowly letting me open more character sheets as I wait.
Yeah, just give it a minute to load. So, who wants the gem?
I do want it, but I don't think I would be the best person to have it. To be honest, I think it would be more valuable in the.
I really don't know who would have the best value
I'm
out of it,
still learning
truthfully.
these voices are things.
What was
That's
that, Spike?
what?
Who was the one that was considering it?
That was good.
Me, Robin, Gerd, yeah, the Eldritch Knight.
Yay.
Wrong map.
I don't think anyone else has put their hat in the ring. Does anyone else want it?
I say it will be
Oh,
useful to
It's a gem
everybody.
that lets you cast a spell equal to the spell level of your intelligence modifier. Shove it in there and you can cast it later, right?
No,
No, it
gives
gives you
extra
a spell slot.
So if you have a
Oh.
+2 intelligence modifier, you gain a second level spell slot, just straight up.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't know any spells, you know, it
Get
doesn't
nothing.
matter. Yeah, obviously you're a wizard, so you can. But
You must cast the spell.
so yeah, basically this is between the wizards and the Eldritch Knight. Do you guys want it?
I get a
Well-
fourth level spell from that.
Who has the flame tongue, by the way?
Has not been yet decided.
What is that? A
Doing
sword?
them-
Doing them one by one is useful, but we need to compare
Yeah.
them in like
Okay,
entirety
yeah.
as well.
All right, so the flame
We
True.
have,
tongue.
we have everyone here except Jasmine, right?
And she
Yes.
literally only wants the boots. And that's the only thing she wants. If you want to give something else to her, then by all means. But that's the only thing she particularly wants, and the rest of the items, I think, would have greater use with other people.
Okay, so here's the flame tongue, so you know what it does. It's any sword. JC said it could be any sword, so it could be a rapier, short sword, great sword, whatever. It does an extra 2d6 fire damage. And sheds bright light for 40 feet and dim light for an additional 40 feet. And it lasts until you use a command word or until you drop the sword. Or sheath it.
My hand's through the roof at the moment.
The fighter and me that can use that most effectively.
I would say so.
So I imagine it would make sense that whoever doesn't get the sword gets the Psi Gem.
Yeah. I'd say you take the Psi Gem because it will give you a higher level spell slot than it would give me, and I am a fighter, so I like my shiny swords. Next shiny sword will be yours, if you agree.
Sure.
Great.
I accept your tribute.
All
In
right.
that case, we move on to the Nave's eye patch, which is one of the items that I wanted.
Huh?
It means that people can't read your mind. Um, you have an advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. You ignore you ignore sunlight sensitivity, and people who want to communicate with you telepathically cannot unless you want them to.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does anyone else want that? Because I wanted to.
No.
No,
I
I'm
do,
good.
but I'm the DM.
You don't get one. You haven't introduced us to any NPCs that we are going to drag along on a horrible journey for the rest of their lives that we might deem worthy to have one of our items.
I need
Okay,
to.
there are three items left. One of them is the devotion sensor, which can literally only be used by Mel, so they get it by default.
Yay! Default! The best kind of getting in a way of getting an item.
Then it's the Tome of Flesh and Souls and the Dark Heart Tattoo. Remember the Tome of Flesh and Souls?
The
You
Tome
wanted
of what now?
flesh, souls and flesh.
You want that, right?
I believe
What
that
did I
was
do
one
is what you want?
tormented one. Wanted that. And then the other one because that one I think gave you access to basically a feck ton of necromancy spells.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I already have the Living Souls of Flesh.
Yeah, I already had the Naves thing, but we're we're doing redistribution if required. And you've got 2 magic items currently, and I'm just making
Yes.
sure I'm opening up the floor to.
Yeah. I don't need any more, but if you want to give them to me, I can. But I have both of the two I have are tuned, so and I
Basically,
want
yeah.
my attunement slot.
Does anyone else want to put their hand ring for the Librum? Otherwise, we only have the Dark Heart tattoo to settle on, and I will read that one out. That's another homebrew one.
What is the Libra what?
The Librum of Souls and
Souls
Flesh.
and Flesh. It
Oh, that's the book
provides
that
a number
Tormund
of
wanted.
indeed it provides a number of necromancy spells and works
Yeah, he
as
can
a
have it.
spellcasting focus.
Okay,
can
then
have
the only
Yeah.
thing remaining is, if I scroll up to it, wherever it's gone, is the Tattoo of the Dark Heart, which is the
And
other,
the
which is the other
divination
weapon.
crystal.
Oh yes, I forgot about the crystal. Heck me, thank you, JC. Yeah. So okay, well we'll do the Dark Heart tattoo because I was starting that one. It's one I really want. But here it was. What it gives you: Dark Vision 60 feet. Whilst not wearing armor, it gives you an AC equal to 1x plus your Dex modifier, maximum of +2. It depends on you what armor proficiencies you have. It works out later. You have advantage on dexterity stealth checks, and once per dawn, you can use your reaction to half the damage of half the effects of incoming damage. Additionally, whilst attuned to the tattoo, you can select one spell to inscribe within the pattern, and you can cast the inscribed spell once per dawn. So you get an extra, and again, you get an extra 4th level spell slot essentially.
That's
Which,
pretty dope.
as a warlock, I very much want.
Yeah, your spell slots is kind of your most necessary thing.
Yeah.
I'm good with giving it to you. Plus, I don't know if your AC is higher than what it would give you, but you're also squishy, right?
It would
Okay.
actually. Yeah, I am squishy.
Yeah.
Warlock
I
would be
imagine
12 plus Dex.
I imagine that the blade singer in the party, Vi, might also wish for this item, so I was going to open the floor to that.
Which item?
The Dark Heart tattoo I just read out.
I wasn't particularly keen on it. Like, I wasn't like, I want that, I want that, I want that. It's just like, I could use that.
For me, that's
Oh,
I
that's
really
a
want
problem.
that, so I will happily take that if no one has any complaints.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
dear.
Sounds good then.
Okay, great. Huzzah!
Oh dear.
And that leaves your final item, your Weave Whisperer's Crystal.
Okay, so let me pull up that one.
You can you gain advantage on investigation checks. You gain access to legend lore, gift of alacrity, speak with animals, speak with dead, and speak with plants for various charges from the crystal. And you can use the crystal to expend a charge instead of it using material components for a divination spell. So, for example, I know that legend lore has quite an expensive cost attributed with it, same as a fortune's favor has material components attached to it, and so on and so forth. You were to cast those spells, you do not need to have the material components.
I want it
Say
if
again?
nobody else does. I'd like that if nobody else wants it.
Is it just me or is Vi very quiet?
No, she's
she's
quiet.
nice.
I turned her up too.
Yeah.
She's
I is naturally very quiet, so sorry.
It's okay, I'm just
Right.
turning up for the stream's volume.
I can hear her fine.
I'm also going to turn you up. Okay, just as a note, gang, there is a slight problem with the devotee's sensor for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a martial melee weapon.
You can't use it.
I mean, I can. I'm just not.
Proficient?
I'm a cleric of life.
You don't have martial weapon proficiency.
Okay, so in that case, I will I have a simple solution. JC, seeing as he's the only one other person in the party who can attune to this, is it cool if we waive that, or do you want to pick a different item?
Allow me just to quickly check something.
Please and thank you.
Nah, it's colder.
Sorry.
How dare you?
Bite me, bitch.
Sorry, I'm like a little out of it. My existence is pain right now, so.
Sorry to hear that.
Right, let's load this in.
Really nice having a 20 constitution.
Yeah, real
Hey,
nice.
if you wanted to have a beard or not, you know.
A mace is a simple weapon.
It's not a mace. The devotee is.
And that?
It's a flail.
Is it a flail? I thought it was a mace.
Flail, which is Marshall. He's right.
To me, it's
Yeah,
a
right,
flail. It's not a.
Ah, well in that case,
It's not
I
a
thought it was
mace.
a. I thought. Well, we can just.
It is a
Make
martial.
it a mace. Just make it a mace.
I was gonna say, do you want to just make it a mace then?
I mean,
I
we
will
have a mace
happily make
called a
it a
good
mace.
morning.
Let's just do that then.
There we go.
Because I
So-
thought it was a mace.
There, have a good morning, mace.
I will take the one. Do I get to keep it as 1d8 additional radiant damage, or
Yeah,
is it down to 1d6?
It's still the 1d8 additional damage.
The fire
Cool.
tongues did 2d6 extra, right?
Yeah, so.
And it was
exactly.
a command to activate?
Bonus action.
Bonus action to activate, okay. Flame tongue. Yes, that thing.
Okay. Are you
bonus.
all able to see the map?
No.
I see forests with logs and wood.
That's
I'm
what you should see.
experiencing
Boulders.
minor technical difficulties. and
Sorry, we
load.
didn't decide who got the whispering crystal.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Forgot about that.
I
So
don't
yes.
think. Does anyone else want it?
I
The
don't.
what?
We
Does the
whispering
cleric
crystal.
want the divination thing?
I still didn't get that.
I will take the divination crystal.
Oh, like if you didn't want it, I would take it. So.
I think there's a
Do
two
you
people
want
want it. Mhm.
What is so? Yeah, if you sure you can have it. Like it's one of those
Like-
things we can pass around. So at points
Yeah.
where it'll be more useful for me to have it, I'll take it. At points where it's more useful for you to have
Why
it.
don't you start with it?
I don't use
Because
them.
I'm still. Well, because I'm still
You
figuring
can
shit
start with
out.
it. I've got the sensor, and I'm just working on that. So don't worry about that. You can start with it. It's cool.
What do you mean you're still figuring things out?
Figuring out how to get roll 20 to work. It's
Um,
not loading for me.
It's a forced roadmap, right?
Yeah, if you maybe if you
re-
refresh.
Oh. Okay, let's do that.
Do our plate wearers or heavy armor wearers need plate still?
That was actually a very good point. Thank you for remembering that.
Web browser crashing. Please don't tell me my computer's dying.
Oh
Hey, I
no.
won't tell you.
So to Robin and to Mel, if I can grab your attentions,
Yeah.
do you wish to have heavy armor? Because if you do, then you can start with that, but it comes at a cost for yourselves and the party. Now, if you were to start, typically everyone starts with 500 gold pieces. You also start with a regular healing potion. If you start with heavy plate, like full plate, then you would start with 100 gold pieces, and the other party members would start with 400 rather than
Well,
500. If
I
you
would really
both
like.
were to go
Sorry.
for it, if you were both to go for it, then that's how it works out. If one of you is to go for it and the other not, then obviously the person who goes for it is 100, and um, your group gains back effectively 200 GP.
So I didn't like
Didn't,
I
didn't you
didn't buy
say we
any
started
extra
with?
spells or anything like that, so I have money to like throw around for you guys.
I'm definitely happy with throwing in my money to get the plate wearer's plate.
I would really like plate because armor class of 21 is something I've never had before, and I want to keep it. Don't take this from me.
Okay.
Okay. Mel?
I'm
Real
willing to be
quick,
broke for it.
Sorry.
I thought you said we have
Bright's Metal
2,000 to
Pride.
start with.
Two people at once.
Yeah, I have a major concern. JC, I thought you said we start with 2,000 gold.
No.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, in fairness, you did say that ages ago, but I think that was like a 2,000 kind of thing, not a definite,
That
not
was also
definite.
before I gave out two lists of the magic items.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say that magic items involved too, guys.
Well, shit.
Do we still have a healing potion?
Yes, you have the healing potion.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
I need to get rid of 1,500 gold worth of items. Fuck me.
Shit,
What did
man!
you spend it on? Jesus Christ.
How?
Yeah.
Keep in mind how heavy your backpack is.
16.
I'm guessing probably your
Spells.
spell list,
Yeah.
Oh,
being a wizard.
So I
Fuck
lose
me.
100 for the
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
we're both getting plate. Thank you, gang.
Alrighty,
You're
so
welcome.
Mel and Robin, you will start with 100 gold pieces. Everyone else starts with 400 unless you have bought other expenses. You will be starting with tool proficiency equipment such as herbalism kit, alchemy supplies, or a musical instrument. You have a bag of holding as a party which contains the your money and also a greater healing potion that someone can either take out or leave in there for the time being, and you each have a regular healing potion.
So
So
just to be clear
100
then,
gold to spend on starting gear.
500. Well, you have only 100 gold left to spend on starting gear.
and I got 400.
You have 400.
So I don't
Okay.
get any of the stuff from my.
Oh no, you start with all that. You start with all the regular stuff, but if you have 100 gold to buy extra, plus I am throwing in all your tool proficiency. So if you've got, like for example, you might have herbalism proficiency, but not have herbalism supplies. You might have alchemy proficiency, but not have alchemy supplies. You have them now.
Mhm.
I have a quick tangential question
hmm
about the Dark Heart Tattoo, JC. It says I can describe the spell. Does it need to be one of my spells that I know, or can it just be any spell, or how does that work?
when you do it, you pick the spell, and it is that spell until you unattune from it.
Yeah, so so it can be any spell, any fourth level spell. I don't need to know the spell, it's just any fourth level spell.
Yes, any fourth level spell.
Great, thank you.
Fuck me.
no. I'd rather
You're not
not.
type. And
No,
I'm
because
currently
I
living
gotta
age.
I gotta lose these spells that I bought. That's really want to see.
You'll still be able to kick a whole butt ton of ass.
And
Oh yeah,
Well,
choose.
also,
that's not it. They're really cool utility spells.
I have a ritual caster, so I am capable of doing ritual spells, and I have my ritual spellbook to
Yeah.
learn new ritual spells. And I have a familiar, which is
Nice.
also
Yeah.
new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got it.
And I
Familiar.
two
completely forgot
familiars and 2 companions.
how big. What animals can they be again? It's in the spell, right?
It says in the spell. You can go with something of a similar CR.
Ooh, CR. Gosh, I don't know any CR.
Pick from the list to start with then.
Yeah. I'm looking for the spell right now. Familiar.
Oh, is there a possibility that I could start with a giant fly as a familiar? It's a CR0.
Sure.
Ew. Why do you want a giant fly as a familiar?
Because he
That's gross.
flies.
Well, not just that, but it's also a giant fly.
Oh,
Could you imagine the amount of vision that thing would have? Fucking nothing. But
Ew.
still.
It's large in size, but still, it's just,
Uh,
it's
A
hilarious.
giant fly? That's gross.
It's large
Diesel.
in size.
Yes.
I think there's a thing in there that says it can't be that size.
Okay.
I'm not
It
sure,
cannot.
but a large creature is like what you can ride, and you cannot ride your familiar unless you are a gnome or a halfling, and you pick a dog. Like,
Can I have a fox?
sure.
Alright. I have a little foxy fox. Silver. The silver foxy fox. My dude's all about that silver.
Are there any further setup questions?
no, not from me, I don't think. Just as a heads up, just for the sake of transparency, the spell I have picked is Dimension Door for my tattoo.
Good.
Nice. That's very useful because that's amazing. Get the
Yes.
fuck out of here!
Precisely.
Oh yeah.
You guys let me know when you're ready to roll then.
I just gotta modify my purchases.
I am pretty much I'm good to go. I'm just looking up a fox's things.
Buy tiny hut. Buy phantom steed.
Oh, you're getting rid of some useful spells there.
Yeah, but they cost too much. Can't afford them.
Hmm.
I rolled a 3. We're gonna have a good game.
Out of
Yay!
what? 20?
Reloaded.
To be fair, if JC's his previous trends in rolling continue, he will roll terribly to hit everyone except me and Ubo.
I mean, depends on the situation.
What
Hey,
about?
hey,
I was
I
about
will
to
roll
say,
well
what
Mainly
anyway.
about?
against you.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
this is Misty.
that's fair now that I think about it, because I was like, what about me? I did very bad on the rolls, but then I remembered, oh right, that was me rolling that, not JC.
Like, do you
My
want
roll
to be?
screwed me over, not his.
Believe me, we've had situations where my rolling has been. I had 3 attacks at advantage to hit a person on the ground for their death saves, and I had 3 attacks to do it. I was like, okay, I only need 2 of these to hit. None of them. Like, wow, wow.
Why?
Who were you
Wow.
hitting?
It was in another game. I was trying to hit the downed gnome, and just basically the idea was that their shield was too massive, and this guy kept hitting the shield.
Yeah, he's too small. He
You
could
were
hide
on
under it.
advantage to hit.
Yep, I had 6 chances to get above a 19 with a dark paladin, so it had a good plus to hit. Missed every single time.
That's rough, buddy.
That paladin should have retired on the spot.
Literally, you're not kidding. Okay, is everybody good to go?
Yes,
I'm
me
good.
is good.
Mm-hmm.
Round
Definitely.
off.
Tormund, Vi, you good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Well enough.
Alrighty.
Use your words.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
My word is my bond, and I am the law.
a
Are you
realm
though?
begins upon the vast plains that surround the mountainous region of Balrut Frung to the north. In the distant east, the ocean blooms in its brilliant cerulean hue, with turquoises and greens as ships bob and make their way, settling disputes and making trade. To the west, the vast canyon begins as the sundered trench begins to work its way deep into the core of the planet, into which Redding gently sinks. Directly south of you, though, is the grand city of Araya, set upon a vast plain, though the spring has yet to truly turn to summer. Cool breezes still gently dapple across the wayward winds, and the crops and harvests that outline upon this lush and vibrant, fertile region wave as if bristled by an invisible hand. And around the fire, in the evening's light, sits a strange group, hearing tales of travelling bard, making direction in opposition to yourselves. As their instrument strums gently, the fire crackles and sends occasional sparks spitting out into the air, and the scent of roasted meat still lingers upon many fingertips. "Allow me to tell you a story," the bard croons, drawing you in near with their soft tones. And as you gaze into the warmth of the fire, transfixed by its dancing light, the images take hold in your mind, and history becomes your present. You watch as an army traverses down a road, and from above you see the ambush lying in wait. You hear the songs, the marching tunes, the stomp of many feet. The rattle of chain and chain mail suddenly breaks as alarm cries ring out, as demonic hordes break free from the undergrowth. And while the sky was bright mere moments ago, quickly clouds condense to form hailstorms and rain, lightning flashes, as the fight of the god plague continues. You watch a few members, specifically the protagonists of the tale. They stand, they walk, they duck, they weave. Blades flash in the gloom, sparks fly as they are opposed, and arrows plink off against full-plated helm. One seems to fall, but is quickly brought back by a healing hand, but it is clear that the forces are being overrun. And from the trail upon which they walked, sloping down into this canyon, into this crease in the land, comes running a single individual. Through the chaos they seem to move as if invisible, unseen, unsighted, uncaring of the danger they find themselves in as they desperately search for one. This individual, a woman, russet of hair and slight of build, wearing not even armour, just the tunic upon her back. And as she sprints into the medley, you see once again the fight of the few beginning to get pushed together, cramped and encircled, the demons puffing away into slivers of flame and black smoke, banished back to the hellscape upon which they were spawned. And though they may be felled in this point, it is clear that more will soon come to take their place, a futile endeavour. And yet when that russet-haired woman stands in the core of the last remaining few, a dozen perhaps, bloodied, breathing heavy, eyes swollen, caked in dirt, sweat stinging and mingling with the scent of blood, she begins to sing. An angelic hum of sorts seems to croon out across the land, and time slows for that moment, as everyone listens to the noise that none can see. And steadily A hand from above reaches down, golden in light, and shaped into that of a caressing, feminine hand. And from the land are plucked those last 12, raised up, and the final one raised is the rust-haired woman. And into that clearing forms a flame, golden in light, searing and radiant, banishing back the forces that had slaughtered a large portion of the god's blessed army. And as those few rise up high, their journey would continue in other places. But the moral of the story, that which was told, that which is being told to you now, is that even in the darkest of places there is always hope, and that no matter what goes on you should forever fight, because abandoning oneself and giving in to despair is the surest sign that defeat has already claimed you. Fighting on to the final breath, moving forward despite the odds, is what truly faithful strive for. And as the bard leans back, the end of their song and the end of their tale coming into sight, they stand and bow. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so very much for listening to this tale, but I am
Loud applause.
afraid I must continue upon my way. And though the night still comes, I fear that my travels may take me to places that I do not yet know. But a bard's tribute to you all, and a fond farewell. And as they leave your humble campfire, your spot upon the ground upon which you have set the camp for the night, the story truly begins. From one tale to another, a new chapter opens. And people as of yet unknown, your fire still lingers and the tale still rings in your ear, perhaps each of you
Hello?
taking different things from it. And as the night truly becomes one with you, and the fire the only thing that presses back the night, what would you like to do? And would you like to introduce yourselves and your characters to the stream?
Yes. Okay. If I might go first, as I want to do, sitting by the fire with a glass of wine, reclining against a partially rolled up bedroll, so that she has a place to lean. You'll see a woman with a very slim built woman with long wavy white hair, almost silver. She has a light purplish grey toned skin with a smattering of freckles across her cheeks and nose. And a nose which, despite yourselves, I think some of you would probably find quite cute. She is lounging in a low-cut lilac-coloured blouse, loose flowing sleeves, and just simple black travelling trousers. When the light permits, you can just barely make out the edges of a tattoo on his sternum. Uh, yeah, and you all will know this to be Serene Delmorin, or Misty, as she prefers to be called, of the Drow House Delmorin. She's been observing your group for a while now, and has made for interesting company. Not always good, not always bad, but always interesting. She reclines and just says, "Darling, could you pass me the bottle, please? I need a refill."
And
Right.
as the camera
Sorry.
pans... Oh, yes, go ahead.
And at this point, another dark elf woman will dutifully pick up the bottle and hand it to her, and then just wait. Why did I do? Damn it! Why did I do that? Damn it!
Thanks, darling.
And as the bottle is passed around your campfire, many other shapes, hidden still in the darkness of the campfire's flame, linger. The trek has been long. Returning from expedition, your coin pouch now quite well filled after exchanging the various pieces that you had found in your most recent adventure. And yet the days continue. You know them to be long in the waiting, many more before you until you reach home and your base in Araya. And while you can see the beginnings of farmsteads and the small outposts that have unfortunately landed near the midday sun too early to come to rest and forcing you to camp in otherwise rugged terrain, it has been nice. But the camera pans round the campfire. Who would like to go next to describe their, I would
Seeing as I've
say,
kind of already
yeah,
thrown
go
my,
ahead. I would say,
seeing as I've
Ingrid.
kind of already thrown myself in there, I will introduce my character. So, um, another dark elf woman who looks distinctly different. Not so much in their appearance. She's like same color skin, same color hair, but the way she presents herself is entirely different. Her hair is cropped very close to the edge of her chin, and she's wearing a very simple tunic that is buttoned all the way up to her neck and loose fitting, comfortable trousers. And she's sitting like hugging her legs to her chest and just very much making herself small and um not trying to take up space. Her bedroll is neatly rolled up next to her, and she's just waiting essentially for her spot, even though it's already been given to her. And her name is Ida Faraday from House Faraday, known somewhat as performers in the past, but have gained a martial reputation in the last couple of generations. And that's about it. Sorry.
Who would like to go next?
Um, why do you insist on bossing me around all the time? Just why?
That sort of to one side, armor spread out before her, is a short, human-looking woman with her hair, long blonde hair, done up in a single French plait that reaches to just below the base of her shoulder blades. Her leaning against her is a long-haired, is a golden retriever, Eva, as she just sort of sits there making notes, sharp blue eyes darting across as the pages of the book look in her hand. She just seems to be humming to herself. And her clothing is quite plain. It's comfortable, designed to, and what she's wearing is designed to be comfortable beneath the armor.
Many thoughts trace across the minds of those of you as your evening continues to draw to a close. Thoughts of home, thoughts of your previous adventures, thoughts of what you so recently accomplished together. And while one of you currently rests, injured from the previous excursions and in dire need of a good night's sleep after the previous night's watch was interrupted, the thoughts of the story continue to play. A russet-haired woman coming, saving, invisible to all? What hand feminine came down, and where else would these individuals go? Is it a tale that you know? Is it a fable? A hymn? A praise? You're not sure. Entertaining, certainly. And the camera comes to land on perhaps the not largest, but roundest individual in your group. Tormin, would you like to
A
describe your character?
sure thing. You see a greenish brown tone skinned turtle sitting there. On his face is a birthmark running from the bottom of his teeth up to the top of his forehead, covering up the left side of his face. He's sitting there wearing a blackened cloak with the hood down and a dark purple vest. There's a crow that sits on his shell. It's keeping an eye out, looking around. He has a book out. It seems that he's reading it, turning the pages, making notes. Every so often he looks up at everybody, but he doesn't speak. Just sitting there, taking in all the information he can. And his name is Winnie. Winnie.
Winner.
And the final individual, Robin.
Alright, I'm probably the tallest here at 6'2". 21-year-old human. I have armor all really neatly stacked, very cleanly, in total opposition to the armor strewn around right next to me. And I am drinking something from a flask. And I have a book that I was reading until there was a great story, and then I stopped reading, so now it's just lying there. There's also this little fox that keeps trying to beg for attention. So I'm giving it pets. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Big.
And you sit next to your slumbering campmate, a sibling of yours, and the relationship strong between you both, as even with the hiccups that occurred in your last adventure, your bond as a party still remains.
My name is Gerd Kihon, by the way.
And as the night has truly set in, the chill winds begin to pick up. Unusual temperament blowing in from the south, chilled and almost whistling in their ability to remove heat from the area. And each of you find yourselves moving slightly closer to the fire to one another in an attempt to keep that heat contained in your small space, clear under the night sky. Overhead, a shooting star streaks marking the sky, and the two moons in their phases continue to spiral around one another and move across the sky. And I open the floor in its completeness to you all. If you wish to assign who is going to go on watch at which point, by all means, but if you would like to have a little bit of a chat with one another in character, I will also not stop you.
Well, that was some story, guys.
Very entertaining, certainly. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I got pulled into that. Like, ooh, I wonder what happened next.
I liked it.
I found it a bit worrisome.
Truly.
Why?
Just a bit. What about that lady? In the tail? Wondering about? Just thoughts that tickle my brain.
Alright.
I wouldn't want my brain to be tickled. My skull would need to be open for that. That's
Fear not,
like,
fear not, darling. We'll do everything in our power to make sure no one tickles your brain. And then that'll like sort of like do a tickling motion in your direction.
I feel like tickling someone's brain would be very bad news for them.
I don't think he meant it literal.
No,
She
but-
makes it. She makes like a face that's like clearly she's annoyed but doesn't want to say anything.
I think our friend here was trying to make a joke.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Only half paying attention.
I meant nothing by it. Just the thought that I had.
Weird one.
Though I must say, it could have used a dance. I think most songs are improved by dance.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a dance, or it wasn't a song, Misty. It was a story.
While there was a song in the story, it should have had dancing.
Well, you should have danced if you wanted dancing.
And get out of my comfy spot. Darling, you ruined me.
She doesn't
Well,
want to dance herself. She wants to watch other people do it for her amusement.
Exactly.
well, I ain't in that kind of line of work. So, how about you, Winnie? You up for making some extra cash?
No, not really.
Smiles.
Oh, go on. Have you never seen a total dance? And she leans forwards, glass of wine, sort of, swapping hands.
It's called the Turtle Revolution. It's like when you drop a coin, it spins on itself.
And that was the day turtle breakdancing was invented.
If
Oh.
I had something to enjoy and celebrate, but not right now.
Maybe we'll see it next time.
Well, I think we're rather flush with coin. You don't think that we're warrants celebrating, Winnie? Go on.
We're also nearly home. It's only, well, compared to what we've already done, it's nearly there. So,
When he just blinks and slowly looks over at Misty and rolls his eyes.
Suit yourself.
the mental image is so real.
Can I have everybody roll me a d20?
All right. First roll of the
Should
night.
I be
guys.
rolling this with advantage for any reason?
No.
Okay.
First roll of the night, net 20. I'm happy. This is gonna be a good night. I have faith.
Oh, I rolled
Down.
twice. I ignore the second one. 9. Well, 9.
Can anyone beat an
8.
actual 20?
No.
Alrighty.
I don't know what
Can
it's
you-
this for.
Can you roll me a d100 then, please, Robin?
Oh, God, shit, fuck. Oh help. D100 and D10.
How happy to have
Okay.
panicked. Just in the simple ask.
I wonder why, JC. Okay,
What's
that's.
the worst that can happen?
I rolled a 99.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Not bad.
It's either really
Why
good or
don't you
really bad.
just summon us? We're on planes. Have you summoned a dragon?
No, Kaime. How the fuck?
Kiva's name.
Kiva. Oh yeah.
It's Kiva Liriel.
I
He's like, no, there's no dragon, and I'll just like minor illusion a dragon behind it.
No, I didn't. What? That wouldn't happen.
The snout slowly peeks forwards past your head, so you can just see it in the corner of your eye.
I can't summon things. Come on now. Fuck. L'Oreal. Shit.
Kiva. It's
Kiva.
Kiva. How long have we been traveling together? I've known you for months now, and you still can't pronounce my goddamn name.
I'm gonna hold up my flask and I'm gonna go. Kind of potent. Sorry.
The illusiony dragon moves ever more forwards.
I'm just not seeing it at this point, I assume. Does it make any noise? No, it doesn't.
No,
Fuck.
it's silent.
You don't have any armor, so no reflection. Yep, no, not noticing.
It's got its snout like right next to your head, so it's like.
Oh
I think
shit!
it's-
There's gonna come a very as Gert kind of jumps to the side and then he immediately rushes to chop off its head
which passes straight through.
into the dirt, making me fall right over. I go, "What the fuck was that? How did the dragon? That wasn't it. What, Misty? You bitch!"
The dragon just fades into mists, and Misty is just giggling to herself over her wine.
Misty, you're a bitch.
Why are you
But you
on the
love me
floor?
anyway.
And I'm going to grab a hand of dirt and try to like throw it into your wine.
Oh, oh.
Let's. Oh,
That's a fight starter.
If I have to patch either of you fucking idiots up, I'm because you start a fight while we're camping, I'm gonna be mad about it.
Don't worry.
Uh,
Give you.
I want to know if that gets in my wine, or if I can manage to keep it out.
I'd say
Oh.
this is all for the sake of,
Okay.
tomfoolery, not
Yeah, no,
no
I'm not.
rules required.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I'm like 3 meters away, so
Yeah, true.
not really gonna
So
work.
it lands in my wine. A bit's on me to go. Ah, how dare I throw the wine at you?
And I immediately
It misses
shake it
and
off, and then I
It misses and
twist the
splashes your sister.
digitation. Oh!
And
Oh,
she,
shit.
with a sudden, guys,
Press the digitation.
and she just rolls over and like hears
Misty,
some
come
grumblings.
Misty's just like wiping the mud off of her. Disgusting. And prestidigitation's a self-made as well.
I'm
Honestly.
gonna put my blanket over my sister, and then I'll say, but I'll take first watch.
She
Later,
grabs the
guys.
blanket.
Yeah, I'm not getting that back.
Why are such much bloody chaos goblins?
Alrighty.
What did I do to fuck?
You can be such children sometimes.
Can I get to the order for the night's watch?
I'll
take
be
first.
be on the last 2 watches because I only need to sleep for 4 hours.
That's such a good point. Speaking of that, now that you actually bring it to mind, you've got 2 elves, so you'll always be able to have one person on watch. It's just a
Yep.
case of who wants to be on watch with whom, then.
I'll still be on watch first.
Alright.
Anyone want to join me? You're free to.
That's it. I'm taking the last watches.
I go. Good night.
Alrighty. So who's taking the first
Sad.
one? So that would be Vi, and is anyone else taking it with them?
Me.
Okay. Through the night, through your watch, as the others snooze, snore, and recline, nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's long the night, cool and quiet, and that chill really, really seems to exaggerate. While some of you may have experienced cold climates before, certainly the dead of winter can have its unpleasant ties in the dead of winter, regardless of where you are within the Republic. This is unseasonably chilly. But beyond that, nothing else. You look in the direction of the city where the Bard has continued their travels. And if there's any roleplay you wish to do with one another, by all means. If not, we'll go to the next person.
So, what exactly are we
Hello.
doing in
Sorry.
this town? What are we doing in this town again?
You're heading
not in it.
home. You're heading back from an expedition.
Okay. This is like we're almost home, right? I'm not. I'm not
3 days,
misremembering.
4 days ago? 3 days, 4 days
No,
ago.
I'm saying this in character.
Oh, sorry.
We're almost home, right? I can't really tell from this direction. Have we come this way before? I don't know.
I mean, we're going home, so I'd assume we've been here before. Come on now, Ida. You've seen that rock before. Might have been a while ago, but surely you remember.
It looks like every other rock.
Just like that tree. Just like every other tree.
It is looking like every other tree and every other.
Yeah, no. We know the way.
I mean, I
Oh,
know the way, but I'm just not. If
Well,
forget it,
yes.
ignore me.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Is there a suspicious rock?
No.
Mm,
I'm a suspicious rock. Wink, wink.
You're not my type. You're cute and all, but you're not my type.
Oh, come on,
Kiva.
Kiva. That's the one. Shit. Gotta stop.
We'll get there in the
You
end.
need.
New sessions, new characters.
How long have we been
Sorry.
traveling together and you still can't remember names?
My memory is like a sieve sometimes. Gotta make a real impression to make me remember you. See, like Misty, she's fucking with me all the time. That's why I know that she's a bitch and she's called Misty.
You know what my name
Oh,
is?
so the fact that I sold your intestine shut didn't make an impression. After you got stabbed by that boar because you weren't paying any attention.
Well, I couldn't help it. That part was really quiet.
Sweetheart, you just keep digging, don't you?
Yes, sometimes it happens. I'm not good.
I'm
with-
messing with you, don't
Do,
worry.
do you remember my name?
Ida? Ida?
Wow.
Ida.
Ida, that's the one. Fuck. Shit.
Thank you.
I'll do my best. I swear.
Okay, thank you. I am very much appreciating. I am appreciating this, yes.
Right. I'll put in more effort. Ida. And
Thank
Kiva.
you.
Thank you.
See, I can do it.
Pardon me.
Well, damn. Fucking thunderclouds all of a sudden. We should
Uh,
hurry it up,
Just
guys.
sort of is just sort of whistling to herself as she just sort of starts, sort of closes her notebook and just starts cleaning her armor.
I can do that for you. Prestidigitation.
what is going on here?
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Ah, okay, hold on. Reset.
I am really well equipped for keeping our armors maintained, as I also can do mending.
I'll explain why a few things. Okay.
That's good.
Unless you really wanted to clean it by hand, then I won't do it anymore. I get that. That's
I
sometimes it's
appreciate
satisfying.
it when you do chip in.
Right.
It's not the most
Let me know if I
interesting
can help.
task. I know it needs doing, but
I said,
What
let me
was
know let me know if you need it again. That's what I said.
will do.
And your watch begins to come to a close with nothing extremely eventful taking note. You might have occasionally heard the shuffle of an animal off in the distance, but it's unusual to have anything small approach fire, especially in the plains like this. Much more common to have larger creatures stalk and move. That means that it is Misty and Winnie on watch next. Can you both make perception checks, please?
But of course, I will have advantage on this because of my eye patch.
Oh boy.
Two 24s.
I got an 11. My rolls are always fun.
We've been having some weirdness with the advantage and disadvantage on Roll20. Pasta, who did testing out a character with a bit of combat, every time it was advantage and disadvantage, it seemed to get the exact same number, so we think there's something slightly off.
I'll just roll twice normally then. 24 and 22, so 24 still.
Alright.
I got an 11 and an 8.
Yeah.
So
Why have you got advantage?
My eye patch.
no, it just does it automatically. And
Okay.
so the first number is the one I give you.
Alright.
Unless
cool.
it's.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just wonder why you're giving me both of them. I was like, Alrighty, so
You just surprised.
with a 24, Misty, you don't see anything, not in the traditional sense, but you certainly get premonitions. Something out there, something moving, the difference in energy perhaps, or something in the wind is just setting you off. You're not sure, but there's certainly something.
I'll just say quietly to Winnie. Winnie, something out there. We're being followed. Wake the others, would you, darling? As I continue to stare into the darkness.
Do you think it's someone or a beast?
Something, I think.
Alright.
Keever is snoring.
I go over and I go over and grab everybody by the shoulder and shake them.
What's up?
Hey, wake up! We might have something.
Oh, wonderful.
Enemies?
5 more minutes.
No,
Maybe.
armor! Oi, armor! Slap!
Yeah, whoever's having trouble, I'll actually slap on the face.
How long does armor take again? 10 minutes, right?
1 minute, I think.
No, 10
Heavy
minutes
armor.
for plate. It's 10
Yeah.
minutes for plate.
Right.
Have you ever tried to put that shit on in real life?
Yes.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yeah, I know.
I'll sort of get up and start helping and assisting Gerd into his plate. Just like, no anesthetic for you next time I need to stitch something shut.
Well, is there... What direction did you see it coming from?
I'm gonna send out some dancing lights in the direction I think it's going. It was going from. JC?
Sorry, I just realised I had my thing muted. As you send out some dancing lights and as you begin to move around with, shall we say, energy, with activity, you hear a caw shriek out overhead in the gloom. And it is a horrible sound. It is the combination of an animal being tortured and nails across the chalkboard. It is enough to set one's teeth on edge. And then you all notice, at some point, a cloud had rolled in. And what had previously been a completely and utterly clear sky now is shrouded in utter darkness. And that strange premonition continues to seep in, Misty. And now you're all starting to feel it. As you notice, the light has changed. Just this feeling of something overhead. Something beginning to lurk. And you may have caught its attention with the dancing lights.
Oh shit.
I'm going to take off to get under a tree. I'm going to find cover.
Everybody find cover!
Isn't it an open field?
Fuck yes it is!
It is indeed an open field.
Okay, I look around for a tree. I don't find one.
I snuff the lights.
Okay. Can everybody make me stealth rolls, and those who are not yet in heavy armor, you do not have disadvantage.
Ooh,
That's good.
Oh,
Sadly, I
help
rolled
us
an 8.
out of our armor.
sorry, that was the wrong thing. That's much better.
Well, lucky for you.
14.
Oh,
I got
this
a
is gonna be
5.
bad.
Alrighty, so Iva, what'd you get?
5.
That's not Iva's voice I just heard.
Sorry.
Good. Oh, me. 14.
14. Okay. Kiva.
5.
Gerd.
8.
Misty.
19. I realised what I did there.
And Winnie.
5.
Oh man, we fucked up.
Yeah, it was me looking for that tree. I got too excited.
I pretty much just yelled that out. That's why our stealth is so low.
Let me just get this.
I got like half a blade boot on at this point.
I need all of you
Mm-hmm.
to succeed on a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh
Okay.
gosh. Don't betray me now. I missed fucking dice, but hold on. I missed it again. Come on, go in there. Don't fall off. Natural 1.
Well, 20 is fucking me.
Betraying me.
Alrighty.
Natural 20.
Iva, natural 20. Kiva?
Kiva, natural 20.
Uh,
22.
Gerd.
Gert, natural 1.
Misty?
15.
Good. I clicked on the wrong thing. You said check or save?
Save.
Good. 23.
23. Okay.
Whew, that's a lot better.
I believe. What'd you get, Misty? Sorry?
15.
15. Gerd. You suddenly seize up, held solid in place, and everyone else, you suddenly find your senses reeling as you are deafened by whatever abhorrent shriek has been let out by the night. And you wait. And you wait. And you wait. And for a tense few minutes. Go on.
Kiva at this point will rush over to Winnie and will touch Winnie's shoulder, and as she does so, Winnie, you gain the ability to speak to Kiva telepathically.
Okay. As this whispery voice creeps into your mind, I will translate for you. This ghostly feminine voice creeps into the mind. But you can still wait. And for tense few minutes, you expect something. And then slowly, the clouds disappear. As if scrubbed away by a hand, or dissolved by the moonlight that now once again reasserts its dominance across the plains, its purple light rending the vast plains around you in an unusual shade, the shadows overextended where it otherwise should not have been.
What the fuck was that?
Even though we can communicate telepathically, I'm still whispering. Viva, I don't understand.
Can everybody make a perception roll? And at this point, Gerd,
Yeah.
you managed to get out of the effect.
What the fuck? That was weird. Right, perception. Blind as a bat.
Oof.
I got 6.
Right.
7.
7.
You're blind as a bat too, my friend Misty.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking
Since I
something.
apparently had given myself expertise in that skill for some reason, I don't know why, so it's been removed.
I mean, I have perception, but I have a negative wisdom, so...
Me
Or,
too.
what's it called? The little
So,
dot.
Iva, what did you get, perception-wise?
Ida.
Ida, sorry, Ida.
21.
21.
I'm just gonna type it in chat until I get a sheet of my own to actually make it in Roll20 if there's no. If not, I'll
Kiva.
just leave it as this.
28.
Gerd.
6.
Misty.
7.
And Winnie.
20.
Okay. Everyone who got above a 20. Oh, what the heck is that noise?
That's
Bye.
by
Your
Bye,
microphone
Mike.
is kind of
Thank you.
static.
Everyone who got above a 20. As you have been watching this cloud cover slowly disperse, you notice a number of creatures seem to have fallen out of it, descending most rapidly towards the ground, and then they break line of sight as they dip over the horizon, or it just becomes too dark for you to see. Except for Kiva. You notice these creatures are a strange combination. Partially horse-like, with a prominent neck, but a serpentine body that slinks along behind, longer, with legs much sturdier and squatter, and a set of wings out the back that are not quite bat, but nor are they quite feathered. You just see this creature, or creatures, swoop down on something, and then they're broken from sight.
What the fuck are those? I'll relay the description to everyone else.
Those things are out there? What the fuck? I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, they're out there. They're probably what made you go all still like.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
go get my
see?
armor on.
Did you see where they went?
Over the horizon, over, and I'll point in the direction.
And it is southward.
Oh. That's not ideal.
I'd rather not experience that again. Maybe we should go take care of it.
How far away did that thing land?
Beyond the horizon line, it's like, so what?
That's a
Your
day's
day.
travel, right?
Yeah, that's about a day's travel.
It's about an
We're not
hour's
gonna.
travel, an hour, 2 hours travel.
I can
About
roll
2 hours
deception if
away.
you like.
I mean, sure then, if you want to
No.
try and convince people.
No, it's fine.
Right.
What do we get out of it?
Actually, I have keen mind, so can I, by pinpointing what I have, like a really good idea?
I mean, they're south. I don't know what else I can say about that.
Okay. Alright, so I know
you know
they're
it's
south
about-
and I know exactly it's like an hour. Okay.
I mean, you don't know distances with keen mind. You know the direction, but you don't know the distances, and you didn't actually see them yourself. Judging
Okay.
by the horizon, like I say, it's 1-2 hours.
Do you want to
All
deal
right.
with that, or do we want to leave it for another day then?
Well, what are they gonna attack innocent people? Like, what looked like they were do? What did it look like they were doing? Shit.
They
What?
were diving. Like they were. I don't know. Weird horse things that dive and fly and have wings and look kind of demonic, actually. Oh, fuck, we
Another
should
day
run.
I'm
Just
different.
Maybe
No,
we
not
should go
more
deal with it.
fiends.
And Ida just like crawls into her sleeping bag. It's just like,
If they're fiends, maybe we should go deal with them.
We should go
fiends,
find out.
fiends.
Fiends, possibly. They looked. I mean, do you know anything? Anyone know anything that looks kind of horrific? Snake,
What?
horse with
What
wings.
did it?
Uh,
Snake, horse,
A flying
wings.
snake before.
If
I
anyone
try a
would like
religion check?
to roll a Arcana
Ooh,
I
yeah.
will, I will do
Do
that.
that
or
too.
a Arcana, no, it wouldn't be Arcana. It would be, what would it be? It would be a survival or a nature.
I'll do
Okay.
nature.
survival.
Bah. 9 on my nature.
Okay,
18.
18.
Ooh, that's better.
Mm.
It's like some kind of big snake. I've seen a flying snake before. It was only like 20 centimeters tall, so I don't know if it's the same thing.
So we've got an 18. Anyone beating an 18?
Mm.
I'll take that as no. With an 18, you imagine that from the description, it is some form of monstrosity. There's no natural beast that is of that scale beyond insectoids and things of that nature. But the fact it didn't have multiple legs or a stinger or any of those kind of rather prominent descriptions of a giant insect doesn't really fit. So some form of monstrosity. And you consider the time, you consider where you are, considering what you're close to, you imagine it's some form of. I'm trying to think how to word this. You think it could be some form of stalker. You're not sure what kind of stalker, but you have an idea it could be some form of stalker. They're dark creatures that do a lot of hunting at night.
Could be some kind of stalker, perhaps? Monstrosity for sure. I'm not. Besides that, I'm not sure. They hunt at night, so it's probably found some prey. Perhaps the bard? Or perhaps some cows in the field somewhere. Hard to say.
If it is an hour away, I hope it's not the bard.
I
He's such a
wasn't
good performer.
I wasn't a big fan of his story, but that doesn't mean he needs to die.
Oh no, he's definitely already dead.
No.
What? Why would you say that, Misty? Did they? Are they even in the same
Misty,
direction?
did you
You know,
poison him?
no, you know birds eat in the air, right?
Yeah.
They picked them up and then proceed to.
Yeah, but that's a monstrosity, not a bad. Different. They are being different.
Yes. Look, I'm gonna go to bed. Unless you guys are really dead set on going and hunting that thing that we definitely can't catch.
Well,
If you can't catch
do
it,
you
then it won't
think
matter.
do you think they'll come back this way?
Look up at the
Sure.
sky. I don't really know much about stalkers, do I, JC? But
Not really. Is it likely to come back?
One of us did seize up.
Yeah, I did.
Again, kind of hard to say. Like, if it didn't feed well, then there's a chance. If it has brood mates, or if it's part of a pack, then certainly. But beyond that, you don't really see a reason why it would.
say hard to say for sure. But if it was hunting alone, then it probably got what it's looking for, and probably won't need to feed again tonight.
Should I still put my armor on?
No, you should probably just go back to bed.
All right, if you say so, Misty. I guess that's settled.
Look, I'm on watch for the rest of the night anyway. I'll wake you again if anything happens.
Well, you better. Don't throw any wine on me while I sleep. I'll smell it.
I
I
promise
need
not.
to get my sleep, but I'm worried.
Rest, friends.
I
I have it all in hand. I wouldn't.
You know,
I haven't led you astray just yet in these things. Have I?
I guess so. Yeah, what you says makes sense, Misty. Yeah, I'll.
I definitely have, but I just lied my way out of it.
No, I just believe you because I'm me. I trust you, Misty, and I'll.
Kiva just Kiva looks at Misty, raises an eyebrow, and just does the sort of light. What you get is the sort of light psionic tap of, "Are you gonna let me talk to you via this?"
Roll my eyes, but I allow it.
And can I still talk to you, or is that over?
You can still talk to me telepathically. You can do
Okay.
that for up to an hour.
All right.
Once again, you hear this somewhat familiar by now, very feminine voice reach into your mind.
Can you? It's just sort of. You gotta stop fucking with him like that. He's just so gullible.
If I don't do it, someone else will. He's at least learned this way.
True, true.
Besides, it's harmless. I like someone carrying my stuff for me.
It does make life easier.
You see? Everyone benefits. Even him. Now, don't worry about it. Go to sleep. Rest.
Eva will sort of just shrug and roll over. Just go back to
Okay.
sleep.
I'm gonna lay on my back and just stare at the sky. Try
You're
to fall asleep.
extremely uncomfortable.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable, so yeah.
Okay. Misty,
Yes.
you are on watch with our party member that is not here. So
We have a delightful conversation. It's great. Everyone should be really jealous.
She bitches about you.
Probably.
can
You threw wine on her.
Ooh,
can you make another perception roll, please? I presume you will be actually watching out for these things if they do come back.
yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't lying about that. There is no benefit for me doing that. Okay. Oh yeah, that advantage thing is still broken. I'll go with the 21. Thanks.
21. You see at various points a natural cloud cover remake itself in various points, and you can only make it out simply because the sky is otherwise so clear and it's blocking out the stars behind as you mark and map your location. But they're certainly active, and they're all south of yourself.
So that's going. That's not a problem tonight. That's definitely a problem tomorrow.
If you wish to interpret it that way, I will not stop you.
Nope. I'll just go. Dang it. Because we're 3 days travel away from our destination, aren't we?
You are, yes.
I'll just walk over to everyone and just like nudge them with a stick. Come on, up you get. Come on, wakey wakey.
Morning comes, and with it the dawn light reveals the vicinity around you, almost as if it is a battle that has washed you by. You can see marks on the ground, discolorations and staining. You can see places where things have been upturned or tilled almost, yet not actually broken the surface. You notice the pathway as you have taken a small time at its size to set up your camp. You notice the pathway has almost been slashed, furrows of miscoloration.
The hell?
Well, that's probably unfortunate.
How did I slip through that?
Oh, darling, you could sleep. You could sleep through a battle.
I mean, you're probably right, but still. How did you not notice that? What the fuck? It's like right
Oh no, I
outside.
noticed more attacks. I just it looks like they're going to be fairly active. There's a few of them in the area. Um, it's
Well
probably
then,
going to be a problem tonight.
did you warm up some food? That's
Yeah.
good.
Uh, it's literally just like I literally just put like a pan over the embers of the fire and like relit the fire and
Mm-hmm.
just like I just did the bare basics.
Not
Kiva
fancy,
will
but it will
start
do.
as Kiva sort of comes to consciousnly. She'll start cooking breakfast.
I just prestidigitation my own food to make it taste nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say a little tiny
For everyone.
prayer to Tempest that he may guide our path as a group and keep us all safe.
Very well.
Kiva mutters something, sort of as she's working. She starts sort of singing quietly in
Celestial?
to herself, and it
Oh.
is it's a song to to Pelor
Okay.
as she's cooking breakfast.
When I sit up and open my eyes, I'm just staring at the sky, just trying to keep an eye out.
You
Really
settle.
uncomfortable.
As breakfast is had and food is consumed, the journey ahead becomes the most pressing element. And aside from the signs of a battle that did not happen, you make your way on. And you travel for a good half a day. 6 hours of easy walking, entertained with your own thoughts, with drinking, with the baby mountains and rolling hills that are starting to dominate as the greater outreaches of Arias province begin to make themselves known. It is here, though, that you all begin to sense once again that presence, that difference in the atmosphere. Some
Immediately
might
look up at the sky.
some might liken it to the onset of a heavy rainstorm, the way the air grows heavy and saturated, or how there's a different taste and tang to the air. But there is no sign of anything. There is no marker, there is just the gentle blueness and the soft whiteness of the occasional cloud. But it definitely sets your guard up, and you can't seem to shake it.
Knew something wasn't right.
Over the next hour, a waterway begins to make itself known, and the pathway is forced to diverge across it, diverge along it. And you can see, as you're moving along, waiting for the bridge that will take you across to the other side, you see tendrils of smoke. But here, like before where you set up your own camp, there is signs of conflict. And as you've moved along the riverbank, you've noticed greater levels of diversity in vegetation. Trees, shrubbery, small bushes, and thick groves of extremely tough grass. And it's blocking your direct line to wherever that smoke is coming from. But that feeling, that ever-present feeling of something off, presses in further as you draw nearer. And Misty and Kiva, I believe you two have the highest passive perceptions.
No, actually, I realized I for some reason still had expertise in that skill, and I really shouldn't have. So I will probably not have the highest passive perception.
Well then, Kiva,
Mine is still 23.
Yeah.
you. Yes? What's yours?
Just real quick, let's see. For the 50-50, I rolled a D100 and I got a 46. Below 50, is that beard or no beard?
You are beginning to grow a beard, indeed.
Okay.
I was going to let you decide if you already had it or not, to be fair, because you might have had this item for a while.
I okay. Yeah, so I started to grow.
Kiva, whereas before these signs of conflict didn't seem to quite break through the ground, as if the grass itself was a membrane barrier, and underneath it the discoloration sat. Here, that is not quite the case. You can almost see where the trees, something would have slashed, passed through, been hurled from, or taken between this discoloration once again. You can see on the bridge itself, one or two of the planks have a large slash, deep cut that marks them. Yet they still hold firm. The water gurgles and laps as it drips off the edge and over the shallows around of this section that is clearly why the fording here has been done.
Is this the dark red? The marks, the sort of color bits. They're dark red blood.
With your passive perception, I would say that you're noticing blood, but you're also noticing that same dark discoloration, as if the colour has been seeped out of them, and this black, shadowy representation is all that is left.
That's weird.
And as you approach the bridge, we're going to take a break, because it is halfway through. So we will be returning in about 5 minutes. I've got a few messages I need to attend to, as well as bathroom and other things. So don't go anywhere, peoples. We will be right back. See you shortly.
Poker face.
Poker face, poker face. You come to a bridge crossing over a relatively decent stretch of the. Where's my thing? Here we are. You are on this one, and I need to get this. And your thing should have just updated, and I will
Ooh.
be revealing some areas. So you stand currently on this side of the river. Like so. And the bridge crosses like so onto the other side. And you can see that the pathway continues between the dense foliage that litters the other side of the river. Oh, someone's calling me. Hold on.
Oh no.
Bad timing, whoever
Right.
this is.
See if it's important or not.
Nope.
All right.
Um, that. Let me get back onto this. So that, that, and that. You can see the trees on the other side. And I believe that should be most of what you can see, kind of going in a diagonal. That is what you were able to see.
Alright.
You notice the bridge has had some form of damage. Large single claw has struck straight across the woodwork and has left a couple of the boards deeply marked. The passageway and the path across seems to have elements of red staining it, as well as the trees, and something has moved through it at great speed, and as it has done so, it has left a trail, both dark red and negatively impressioned.
Going our way or the
Does
other
this
way?
get a vibe of some magic fuckery?
You would have to go up to one of the markings to really get a look at it.
Alright, I'll go up to the marking, I guess.
I
Okay.
will follow. I was going to do that too.
Yeah, I'll stick with.
Alrighty. You get up to the mark, and would you like to make an investigation?
Investigation! Here we
I will
go.
assist. I'm assisting you. I'm giving you that big old assist
Big old
bonus.
advantage.
Big old advantage. Alright, here we go. The first one's a 19 plus 3, 22, and the second one is another 19 plus 3, 22.
You're welcome.
Oh,
As you bend
helped.
down and look at this claw mark, you run your fingers over it, and it is 3 fingers wide, this single claw, the single scratch, the single elliptical, almost marker-like impression as someone has scored briefly and then deepened their furrow before scooping out the other side. And as your fingers brush over it, it's almost like it's dust, a very fine dust. And as you move your fingers through it and come from the wood through the marking and back onto the wood, the dust is definitely set in that claw marking.
Huh. Would it be like from the claw then?
As you continue to move the dust away, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, slowly coming and tapering to a point in the deepest part of the groove. Perhaps, let's say the better part of the finger's length cut groove, indentation and carving has been grooved out and has left this dust behind.
God, that
Wait,
really did a damage on that.
that might be. JC, does it appear as though the Earth might part of the Earth might have been turned to dust?
This is the wood of the bridge, and these bridge beams are squared off tree logs. They are extremely thick and well made and maintained. Republican roads being that way due to the level of wagon caravanning that goes on. So this is meant to be able to have 2 or 3 wagons in a train past 2 or 3 wagons in a train going in either direction. This is a deep indentation into solid wood.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
That's a strong beastie.
Mhm.
I'm sure we can handle it.
I mean, that's gonna leave some real damage if you get caught by a claw like that. But let's move on cautiously, but
Keep an
keep a
eye
bit
out.
of pace, because people might be in trouble ahead of us.
Let's not forget, you do see wisps of flame, or wisps of smoke drifting in from the far side over the tops of these trees that are currently obscuring.
Oh yeah, we should probably make best speed towards that.
Yeah, we really should. Let's go.
Okay.
Pick up the pace.
Do you follow the path or do you cut straight through?
Uh, uh, we know the path. We've traveled it before, so
Sticking
right?
with the path?
No, I asked. We have traveled this path before, right?
Yes.
So we would know how much longer it would take.
It would as you walk it, it would curve to the right, and then there's a straight shot before it would curve once again, and start following the opposite bank on the other side. You can from your angle, you can faintly see a bit of the pathway on the other side.
Should we cut through or follow the path
For
that
sure, as I
way?
hadn't showed in that.
As long as we don't get lost, we should cut through. I really don't like being out in the open.
That's
Okay.
You have a great sense of distance, the direction, right? Don't you, Winnie?
Yes.
Well, let's cut through. I shall lead the way. Poo-doo!
Okay, you cut through the central of this lightly wooded area and revealed to your sight a modest campgrounds. But here it is clear that combat did not pass this region by. Let me get the right tool for the job. This bedroll here shows once
Yeah.
again the claw marks, 3 of them in broad strokes, as if scooping up something from within. Blood marks then trail out, and as you have moved through the forest, you've been able to trace the blood trail back to this bedroll. The other bedrolls look in no better shape. Some of them have been actually torn open this time, as if struggling has occurred. The campfire itself has long since burned out, and only the faint embers remain. No wagons are in attendance, so the horses should be nearby, and yet they too are missing. The large patch over here, where it would seem that there is a slight bit of clearing for such horses, you can see there too there has been a lot more of these dark markings. A lot more.
Oh, I guess we know what they found for their meal last night.
Indeed. Poor souls.
Yeah, they got taken in their sleep, it seems like.
At least it's a quick way to go.
Well, I
Should we have
don't
a
know
look
about
around?
that.
It does not seem like this was quick, nor did they go in their
No.
sleep.
Oh,
dear.
There is
Let's have a look
definitely
around.
signs of
Is the only is the
struggle
only
and conflict.
tracking blood the way that we came? Or is there
In the camp, there is more signs of blood.
but like any other signs of where it could have been dragged off to?
Make a perception check.
can I give him help?
This is not really something you can help with. This is
Ooh.
I got a
Do it,
15.
Winnie.
a 15. You step into this small campgrounds that has been made, and looking at get the right tool again. As you look at this bedroll, clearly it has been dragged off in this yonder direction. However, these bedrolls, it looks like there was some level of extrication. They managed to get out of their bedrolls. However, you notice over here, where there's such a large level of this marking, you notice this is perhaps where the most amount of blood is. Blood is predominantly going off in 2 directions.
Okay.
Southwest and northeast, leading away from the epicenter of the campfire.
Which way are the fires that we saw? The plumes of smoke.
This is the plume of fire. It is the campfire that has burned
Oh.
out.
I'm not a tracker, but there's some blood that goes this way and some blood that goes that way.
We know they were flying. We could probably follow a dripping trail of blood to find out where these things' lair is.
Hopefully we
perhaps.
can find us. Hopefully we can find a survivor. I'd really prefer to find a survivor.
Yeah.
Who is it that's now by that bedroll?
Somehow I rather that we will find.
Who is this?
That's me.
Okay.
Me.
The feeling of pressure builds more and more as you get closer and closer. And by the time you get to the campfire, it is almost as if a membrane is pushing back against you, an invisible wind or some thick jelly that you're trying to push through, and it's elasticated, becoming harder and harder.
Ugh. Are any of you guys having a struggle too? What the hell is this?
What do you mean?
Who is this person over here? And
That's me.
alrighty.
It's Winnie.
Winnie, as you've gone over there, you can see the hoof marks of mounts, and you see a broken saddlebag that has tumbled off into the underbrush here. But what you notice most of all is that unlike other places where you're seeing grooves and negative impressions of whatever these creatures were that are left behind, here you can actually see the full impression of its foot. A large butt, I don't know what the word is, a large heel tipped with a long talon, 3 broad toes at the front, each dipped with their own talon, 4 of them in total, and this whole region around the footprints expands in its level. It expands from the footprint, but the level of impression, the contrast between where obviously the creature has placed itself down and its weight has come to rest on the ground versus the area around it, which has slowly been affected by this creature. You can notice that. You also here find like the remains of horses.
I will go over and check out the saddlebag, but as I approach him, say, there was a lot of action over here.
Can't seem to get there yet. Hold on.
Make a athletics check, please.
Ooh, athletics. Hold on, let me get my stats up, because new stats, you know. Athletics. Ooh, I'm good at that. Let's see. Dice don't betray me! The dice kind of betrayed me. 17?
17. You push through it, but definitely you can feel as if your feet want to slide back, almost as if you're on a great hill or on a steep slope. It's a weird sensation as if gravity is not quite right. The fire itself has long since burned out, but
Jesse.
being this close to the fire, you notice that it seems as if the fire has exploded. Char marks, different from the negative impressions. It seems as if the fire burned incredibly hot for a time period before returning to its regular state and burning out naturally.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if there was any magic that used here
Certainly.
that I can spot, find, feel? You didn't betray me this time. That's a 16 on the dice plus 3. 19?
19. See, now this is the interesting part. And this is where I think Misty, your knowledge of the previous night might come in here. because beasts and monstrosities share a lot of things. They are generally creatures, animals, you know, lesser sentience, but monstrosities have greater proportion in traits. And that is because magic has affected them and caused them to grow and develop in unusual ways. And here, Gerd, it's not magic in the way of a spell, but it's definitely a magical effect that has occurred here.
That's weird. Can't seem to place it as a spell, but some kind of magic is being used, it seems. Or was here. I don't know how to word this.
Well, supports monstrosity at least.
Ooh. Well. Alright. I don't know what to say. It feels like I'm walking up a 45-degree angle hill here, guys. What the hell? Step slowly. Step.
They're not actually going up a hill, is he?
Nope, it is
No, it
flat
just
ground,
feels that way.
but it just feels that
Um,
way.
I walk over there as well.
Okay, as you get within about 10 feet, you begin to feel the membrane, and that last 5 feet, if you want to go there, you need to make an athletics.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even try. So-
I'm sort of going to
interesting.
arrive here,
Can I
looking over everyone's
investigate the
shoulder.
Can I investigate the ground here, the area in general?
Which area, sorry?
The area where this effect seems to be emanating from.
Certainly, make an Arcana. Tormented, roll an investigation.
Okay.
Sorry, Winnie.
Yeah.
I got 13.
13.
See, I'm not the only one with name troubles.
Yeah.
With a 13... It is a... trying to think with a 13... Again, you come to the conclusion of magical effect, but being able to get any closer decipher of it is beyond you. Yeah, 13 is just not really high enough.
That's fine. I'm not sure what this is causing this.
Well, whatever it is, it seems to be related to that whatever monstrosity we are tracking here, so...
Perhaps one of our magically inclined folk might throw their hat in the ring. And I'll just hit my head to.
What do you
either-
mean? I am magically inclined!
I'll check it out here in a moment. I got 20
I give you.
Alrighty.
I just give you a side eye.
I feel offended, Misty.
With a 23 or 25?
25.
25.
Yep, nat 20.
That also affects us, a natural 20 for a total 25.
Yes.
Alrighty, let me get my document then.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Prepare to take some notes, boy.
We no time.
As you look in and through the contents of the saddlebags, you find the standard provisions required of travelling. You see the rations, 4 or 5. You see some traveller's clothes, obviously the sack for the bedroll. But you also notice a broken instrument. An instrument that is actually familiar as of last night. You also notice and find inside one of the saddlebags a piece of parchment scrolled up. And as you pull it out, on it the words, "Good luck tomorrow. You're going to need it," are inscribed.
I read that out loud.
Well, damn. Was that the old bard?
If not, but ominous.
I mean, I'm lucky sometimes. Why would
Who's
you not?
carrying our bag? We should put this note in there.
Pretty sure I have a big backpack, but I don't know if I have.
It's the bag of holding. I'm just
Yeah.
going to assume that Kiva has it.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah, I'm good.
I thought the agreement was that Kiva would not have it.
Oh.
In that case,
I could carry it.
Sure. Yeah, you can have it then.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. I got it. I'll put it in the bag holding.
All right.
And then I will hesitantly walk toward the fire. I'm going to say on this side, so it feels like I'm uphill, possibly,
nice
but I
try.
may still feel. Yeah.
Nice try.
Alright.
Athletic check, please.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
I really hate to do this, but I just lost my lunch. So,
Yeah, no, yeah.
Not a problem.
Go rest.
Go rest. We shall see you next session.
yeah.
Get
I'm
better.
really
Take care of
sorry.
yourself.
I tried. I tried.
It's quite alright. We appreciate the effort, but at this point we would appreciate you efforting yourself to betterness.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Alright. See
Yeah.
ya.
See ya.
Sorry to hear it.
Get better
Gene,
quick.
later, take care of yourself, and I hope you get better soon,
Yeah.
or at least things improve.
What did you get as your athletics?
13?
13. You get within
Yep.
about the 5 feet mark, and then it's as if you're doing the running man. You're walking, and then as your foot presses down, it just slides in the dirt. And you take about 4 steps before you realise you've dug a groove up to the edge of your toes. You're not getting any closer, it would seem.
Strength
Need
is
some
not
help?
one of my best aspects. And then I rolled an Arcana, but I rolled low. I got a 12 on that.
Arcana 4.
Oh, okay. I thought. Never mind then. I thought it was to check things out.
I'm being serious. I have no idea what you're checking.
Oh. I guess I don't either.
Well,
Okay.
damn.
Are you checking the fire or the effect? I'm confused.
Okay. Why did you need me over here?
Well,
Aside from getting me stuck in the dirt?
because
You got you stuck.
as you can see, you can't walk any closer, and it seems to be emanating around from the fire. So I thought maybe there's something interesting around there that scholarly types such as yourself would be inclined to investigate.
I couldn't find nothing.
I'll take my time and begin casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. As the minutes
Takes me a minute, yeah.
As the minute ticks by and as the spell begins to take greater and greater effect, you begin to understand the membraning effect. And the strange thing is that it's not really a school of magic. It's not really magic. The only way I can explain it is as if the fire has become a hole, the end of a hose, or the spout of a river, and water has been flowing out of it, invisible to your senses until now, and that pressure is this outpouring of magic, and it is steadily, slowly creeping back towards the center. The exterior perimeter of it, if you will, in the 10-foot radius, 10-foot radius, is slowly shrinking, and perhaps it was larger before, and is now receding back to the core point here.
Okay. For sure, there is some sort of magic here, but it doesn't have any particular school, and it seems like the forest is pulling itself toward the middle of this
Perhaps
area.
it's worth excavating, or perhaps dispelling whatever malfeasance has presented itself here.
Rather know what it is before I try to dispel it. I
Excavating
don't.
it is.
Are
I
you-
then look at Gerd.
What?
In the meantime, I'm going to try my best to get away from this thing.
Yeah, like moving away from it is no problem. It's trying to get
Oh, okay,
closer is the
getting toward it.
difficulty.
Okay.
So
Well,
what
still.
did you want, Misty?
I suppose you can dig up that around underneath that fire.
Aren't we going after the monstrosities?
We want to know what's causing this, so we can figure out where they went, possibly,
Ugh,
or what they can do at least.
fine. And I'll swing off my backpack with a loud cloing.
Thank you, darling. You're a sweetheart. Wink.
Take out a folding shovel. And I'll throw it right on Misty's foot. Accidentally.
Nope.
I'll-
I'm just gonna walk right the fuck back away from that.
Shit.
Misty, as you get
Yes?
to there, you two see the level of impressions and the blood staining that dominates this section of this camp. Gerd, as you dig away at your position, Winnie, he digs the hole and maneuvers the fire away from the origin point. But the origin point remains there. Right where the fire once was. And originating from that point in space.
I want to take a handful of dirt and toss it onto it. See if it goes on it like an orb, or just falls through, or just what'll happen.
Gerd, Winnie is trying to fill in your hole again.
Wait, what the fuck? I'm digging here!
I'm just doing an experiment.
You're throwing dirt on my fucking hole! I just dug that out! That's rude!
There's something here, but it's not
What?
reacting.
I'll say where, and as I say where, I'll swing my shovel right at where you threw the dirt. See? Nothing!
Yeah. The shovel passes through as if without difficulty.
It's something intangible, but I know it's there. I don't have any other way to explain it to you.
Right, I'll
I would
try
say,
feeling it.
Gerd, as you kind of move around and feel around in the area, you can probably feel this pressure shift as you pass through the center and out the other side, as if the pressure is on the inside of your arm and it begins to tingle and buzz. And as you pull your hand back out again, you move around what might be a head-sized orb, like a large softball or a baseball, like a very large baseball,
That's weird.
size of a cantaloupe.
Huh.
Is that an egg?
An egg?
What? A magic egg? A dimensional magic egg? What? Nah.
See if you can grab whatever is in that center.
Sticks hand in center.
It passes through, and once again you begin to feel this buzzing, tingling suffuse your arm where the orb should be. How long do you leave your hand there?
I'll leave it there until something happens.
Okay.
Wow, really?
As you leave it there, do you wish to say something, Misty?
Sorry. Yes, I will, in character. Misty will say, darling, maybe it's best not to leave your hand in the unknown magical effect. I'm just pointing
I'm kind
it
of
out.
with Misty on this one.
Alright, I'll take my hand out and I'll walk into the bush, grab a stick, and hold the stick in there. How about this?
You put the stick in and it stays there and stays there and stays there and stays there and then begins to vibrate and begins to vibrate and begins to vibrate and begins to vibrate and begins to vibrate more and begins to vibrate more and begins to vibrate more and
That's a lot of vibration.
and as if yanked, pushed, pulled, squeezed, extended, shattered, put back together, exploded and imploded, the stick
Huh. As it
Does
goes,
it cease to exist?
all of you, you're not sure when, but you all took a point of damage.
huh?
Oh, okay.
Ow!
Did it just explode?
You look around your person and you try to find slivers of wood. You try to
Dust.
notice anything. Nothing. I would say the only person that would have seen
Stop.
or felt anything was Winnie. As the branch did whatever it just did, the vicinity of the magic did all the things that I described. It compressed and expanded, it imploded and exploded, it stretched and shrunk, it did a lot of things, and then the twig was gone. Everyone suddenly feels a little bit hurt, and it's still there. It's smaller now, by
Also,
like
Gert's face.
5 or so feet, but it's still there.
Whatever this is, I don't like it. It hurts, but it's thinking. It's going to disappear eventually, I believe. I don't know what to make of it.
I have no idea what this is.
No.
Fucking dangerous. That's what it is. Let's go chase down those monstrosities. That's a lot safer than this shit. I could have lost my hand. I ain't
You're
trusting you no more, Winnie.
You're welcome, darling.
Thanks, Misty.
Pat's shoulder.
Trust me, I just didn't know what's going to happen. And your
You
hand,
want me to put my hand in there?
well, I'd rather lose your hand than mine.
Oh,
Wow.
you will not have any dinner tonight, Mr. Turtle Bitch.
Misty feigns a gasp.
So, I'm cooking it.
Winnie, how
Keep
heartless.
shut up. You have nothing to do with this discussion. You might be the cook, but I'm going to give him the food, and I'm not giving it to.
You're giving him the food, sweetie.
No, I'm
I
not.
don't see the issue.
Look,
Kiva
I'm
could
very
have helped you out.
leave your arm in that regard. That would have been fun.
If something happened to you, Kiva would have taken care of it, and everything would have been fine.
Kiva can't
Kiva
regrow
looks-
an arm.
That I've not got that gift. I think I can get it later, but I haven't learned to do it yet.
See?
Powerful
Uh,
thing.
I look away, kind of walk over here a bit, just away from the party. Sorry.
I'm not
Alright,
mad at you or anything. I'm just glad it wasn't your arm in there. By the air. I'm also
Yeah.
not mad at you, Winnie. Insensitive as that may have been, you were right. You should have said it.
I'm a little bit mad, but I'm not really mad. Kicks the
Shall
ground.
we, gentlemen, shall
Let's
we
move on.
trace down a monstrosity? Yes?
I guess so. Which direction are we going? Well, every fall.
East and southwest. We came from the southwest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
the other way
No,
it is.
actually you came from the northeast.
Oh,
Oh.
well,
This-
whichever
this is-
way it is.
This is heading.
Double.
This is the way towards Araya.
Well,
The road will eventually curve back after moseying along
Where's the
run
blood?
for a while.
Oh.
The
I got
blood
flipped around.
is in this section here, and then
And you said there was
also
blood trails dripping away.
yes, going from this direction outwards in this direction.
I'm gonna head in that direction.
That's where
Okay.
we came from.
That's where we came from, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Should
Oh,
we
is
not
that-
go-
As
oh,
you
well,
trace the blood trails, you notice. Actually, yeah, you got master passive perception. You notice that the blood trail and the negative impressions that remain, considering whatever poor sod was in this bedroll was probably dragged at great speed through the trees here, and thus leaving this relative patch of clean, and they're combined. The blood follows where the negative impressions have broken through the foliage.
I'll mention that to everyone else. Looks like whatever was dragged this person. Oh boy. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not good.
No, it is not. Let's follow the trail of devastation and blood, shall we? I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Sure.
I'm guessing it just
What
leads to
could
the edge
go
of the
wrong?
water.
Yeah, so the blood. So the blood trail. Where's my thing again? So there's a blood trail that leads from this. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Leads from this bedroll here and goes out in this direction, disappearing as the canopy thins out and off into the distance. The other blood trail starts and stems from various different points. No direct bedroll, but generally around the perimeter of the camp. And the largest blood coagulated bits of blood over here leads in that direction.
Yeah. And so the top right of the map is southwest.
Yeah, you were walking
Okay.
along the trail, and we're going this way.
Yeah. Okay. I just took it as the direction of the way the map was looking. Okay. Gotcha.
Kiva will
Southwest.
walk back to the center of the camp and then will close her eyes and whisper in a language that is very unlikely to be recognized by anyone. Pelor, lend me your eyes. Let me see the wounded, that I might be their saving grace, and show them your light. And cast Find Injured Humanoid.
Finding injured humanoid. You do not sense any injured humanoid, aside from yourselves, within 150 feet.
There's no one close by.
Right?
Well,
Well,
Yes, we
there-
Follow the trail.
Pelor's light.
shall we pick a trail and follow it then?
Well, there's only one way. The other way leads to the water, so this way it is.
Onwards we go.
Onwards you indeed do go.
Shall I lead, or is someone else leading? What?
Big strong man like you, take the 4.
Well, the question is, who is doing the tracking and how is it they're doing it?
Sorry, didn't mean to roll initiative there.
Correct?
I mean, if you,
Can I use my passive perception again to track the? Well, can I use my passive
Tracking
investigation or
is
passive perception?
survival. I would say that that's going to come in as a help, but this is... Tracking is knowing which way to go, whereas perception is following the trail. There is a trail to be followed, but it does eventually peter out. The difficulty is, you're also not sure what it is you're hunting, so your survival is going to have, or the DC is going to be higher.
I'm back.
So, who will take the survival to try and figure out where these unknown creatures might be going?
I'm a terrible tracker. I'll come up front about that. You all know.
I look at Kiva.
I will. Kiva's like, this isn't really my strong suit, but sure, let's go. And Kiva will attempt to make a survival check.
Go, Kiva, go.
Hey,
Rolling at 20. Go, Kiva, go.
23.
With a nat 20 on top of that.
No, it's
No,
not.
no, no, no.
Non-natural
Oh.
20. It's
He should-
23
he-
non-natural.
Tom was just willing them to.
Yeah, I was just singing it.
With a 23. Your first step in tracking anything is finding out as much as you can from the initial area of contact. And looking in and around this
Hello?
Oh.
point.
We've lost the DM.
You got cut off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Around the initial point of contact is obviously the easiest point to track from. So you start there. And doing a little bit of checking, it's definitely evident that whatever creature this is, considering it devolved wood to dust and turned solid ground to ash, you'd have to imagine it would be somewhere to roost in stone, in cave. That's the only place that wouldn't instantly collapse due to its own functions. So that would lead you eastward. Probably southeastward to be truthful, but definitely more eastward than south. As you have had Araya as a bit of your base for however long you have decided, Araya is set on the flat plains, but the perimeter of its province has lots of rolling hills and baby mountains. The opposite end, the far south of Araya's province, is the Sundered Trench. Now, for a creature to get from there to here would be impossible, so that eliminates all that. So it's got to be some form of cliff on the eastern or northeastern side of Araya's province. And that does help narrow it down. The difficulty is these creatures are obviously quite fast or very close, because the only cliffs that you can really think of are the greater part of a day. But at least it is something to go on. At least it is a place and a direction to make your heading for.
It's gonna be. It'll be the Sunder Trench. We'll be roosting in the Sunder Trench, I think.
Sorry, it would probably not be the Sunder Trench. The Sunder Trench is too far away.
So Sunder Trench is too far away. So where would? So is there anywhere I can think of that's closer that is stone?
As I say, the northeastern side, considering you're coming south, so you'll be reaching the north end of Araya's province, it is, that's the best place to go. The problem is that it's off the beaten track, and it's a day's trek from where you are. So these creatures obviously can move quite quickly. You reckon somewhere in the region of, insert the D&D nonsense here to explain, about 80 feet flying.
They're quite fast moving, so about, I'd say, they're fast. They're fast over the ground, like maybe twice my, more than twice my speed. You did a dead run. They're about a day away. I'd say, given they got here and back in the night, maybe a day away for us. And northeast is going to be best because they want to roost somewhere rocky. The trench is too far south. The mountains are too far away as well. So I'd say let's go northeast. But as far as I recall, that part of the area is a bit, well, it's off the beaten track. That's for sure. We might run into some bandits or some shite.
Well, that's nothing
But
new.
we might also run into a few friends, you know. Some of my mates go camping out there. Idiots.
Well, let's go deal with the monsters before they try and eat us in our sleep, shall we?
Or anyone
Hey,
else.
I like the sound
That's
of
what
that.
that's what I wanted to do last night.
Misty said she had it. And she had it.
So the question here for the DM is not so much a marching order, but what speed you be travelling. So slow pace, obviously, you can travel stealthily. A regular pace is regular. But fast pace, you'll have a penalty to perception, and people will. Put it this way: you're not going stealthy at that speed.
Yeah.
Since they travel at night, I'd say we don't need to travel night stealthy.
No. But we do need to perceive things, so I guess a regular speed?
Say so, yeah.
Yeah, I think regular sounds the best.
I mean, we're almost home anyway. What's a day or two extra on the path to make sure that everyone's a bit safer?
Okay then. Can everybody roll me a d20, please?
Ooh.
Mhm.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. 7.
6.
Dude,
We've been rolling one apart quite often tonight.
That was weird.
So we've got a 7, a 6, a 2, and a what?
What? Sorry, 1d20. Oh dear. 9.
Storm, could you roll me a d100, please?
56.
56. 56. Ooh, okay. Um. This is gonna be.
What have you done?
I haven't. You were the one that rolled it. That's all I'm saying.
What have you done?
That's all I'm saying. Okay, so
Oh god.
I can't believe how well that worked out. Like I cannot believe how
Here
well that
comes
worked
that
out.
dragon.
You make your way along the path until the point where, considering walking on the pathway is faster than walking cross country,
Mm-hmm.
until the point where Kiva indicates that this is probably as far south as you can go before you'll have to make your way just straight due east. And that will take you off the trail. And with a affirmative nod all round,
Yep.
Yeah.
you make your way into the rolling hills. And it is true what they say about Araya. In fact, actually, Araya is well known as a painter's paradise. It's one of the places and the pseudonyms for it. The plant life here is vibrant, and I mean that in near cultivated levels of vibrancy. Where grass would normally dominate Great Plains, here, due to the fact of the rolling hills, flowers bloom in every shade of the rainbow. And all of one type of flower. They range from near blood red, such a rich, vibrant wine that Misty you feel your hand reaching for your wineskin, to the point of extreme blue that it matches with Kiva's eyes. It is a beautiful place with this level of undulation, the sky above with its dappling of clouds, and these giving any artist a challenge in capturing his beauty. And through this you travel. And as you travel for the greater part of the remainder of your day, travelling, let's see now, it would be travelled there and then there and then. So you travel off road for about 4 hours. and with each hour it's becoming more and more evident that the hills are giving way to baby mountains. Grass covers the mounds, but in certain areas you can see rocks and cliff work beginning to break through where it is just too sheer for grass to make the gradient. And in the fourth hour, as the sun begins to turn the sky from the deep blues to the faintest of pinks and the beginnings of oranges and reds as it gives out its final warmth to the environment, the chill once again sweeps in. Again, almost over the top of what you were expecting, but then the wind has also picked up here, blowing and causing a few of you to pull your cloaks a little bit closer. And it's just as you're beginning to wonder if you'll ever see any further design or notation of your quarry, you strike luck. What must have been a small community, 6 or so houses set with small pastures and a granary. Sorry, I'm getting pinged to death. Small pastures and a granary. Okay, seriously.
Oh.
Who the hell? Hold on 1 second. Offline. There we go. Now I won't continue to get pinged. Where was I? The granary. Here we are. You can see a small granary and a small granary in the centre of the village. The outskirts of the village are handmade stone walls topped with wooden fencing to enhance their height. It would seem like there is not much in the way of natural stone out here, otherwise it must be quarried. The buildings, mostly made out of wood, timber, thatched in their thatched roofings, seem eerily quiet. The cluck of animals and the pecking of a rooster around and about still sound, and distantly you can hear the jingle of cowbells. But that's all. And with Kiva's monstrous passive perception, you notice, Kiva, that the roofs of the housings have these same dark impressions, as if something has ploughed through to create a dark circle, and then a secondary dark circle appears on the other side of the building. But this dark circle shows the splintering of wood as something or someone has been yanked through the side of the building.
I'll point this out to everyone else. This is... What the fuck are those things?
I don't know, but it seems we're on the right trail.
We're definitely on the right trail, but this is... Oh, Pelor's light. Give me strength, Pelor. This is fucked up. I
Yes,
should
it
really
is.
contact the order, but I don't have a way to contact the order. Oh, fuck, shite, son of a bitch, I should have... Does anyone have a spell for sending a long way?
Darling, breathe.
Calm down.
Take a second. Think. We'll be fine. We're dealing with it, and you can't help the dead.
They may not be dead.
I look around at all the blood. Nothing loses that much blood and lives.
You're only from where your distance is, because I'm presuming I'm waiting for you to tell me if you go into the village and truly investigate. This is just what you're seeing on the outskirts. Imagine approaching the vicinity. This is the detailing that you would see, and I'm giving a bit of a bonus because Kiva's got 23 fucking passive perception. She would be able to absolutely see this sort of thing.
Kiva's gonna head just sort of just gonna set off at a dead run straight towards the village.
Alrighty. As Kiva makes a beeline for the village gates, which are perhaps the only thing you really see here of iron. Long trees have been cut and made into shape to form two a double gate that swings open and swings back. It is currently wide open and does not show much in the ways of being overly used. It's perhaps a last line of defence against wild animals than a true defence against banditry or raiding. The interior is heavily dominated by almost a sandy, dusty texture, sawdust that has been splayed out across mud and sand to create a hard-packed earth. Do any of you come from smaller backgrounds, like villages and things of that nature?
I do not.
Nope.
Our home base is my hometown.
Okay
City, I
then.
suppose.
Noble family.
Then I would say that none of you know this bit of information, so I will remove that.
Well,
Hold on, I've got a little bit more to tell you. Just wanted to see if you got that detail. As you make your way in, the village seems to... I don't know how to word this. Not quite slalom, but it certainly has a serpentine build to it. The exterior wall being the outer perimeter, and buildings set up to create blocking lines of sight. And as you move into the vicinity, Kiva, the wind immediately drops down. The grain, the large silo set on 4 wooden stilts, is slightly crooked and askew, bent over with his own age and perhaps the weight of the grain it carries to keep this, what must be in the region of about 40 or 50 people, well fed during the winters and well stocked during the summers. It shows the sign of a near miss. And as you track that near miss passing past the silo, you notice the dark circle on the side of the building, almost an expansion around the window frame. The shutter is shattered inwards, and then through the building you can see out the back the broken boards of whatever has travelled through has been taken and has been forcibly ejected from the building. The buildings themselves nominate mostly in the 1 story, quite sprawling, though there is a couple of buildings that have 2 stories.
Eve is gonna yell, "Hello? Anyone here? I'm from the Order of St. Calendra. I'm a healer. I'm here to help. Is there anyone around?"
As you call that out, let me get your 56. Let me get my document. And this, I'm going to say, is literally a direct quote. A plaintive ghost comes through the walls, giving you a curious look. It does not seem to be hostile, and it seems to be a young woman, a teenager, 14, 15, 16. And as she comes through... Sorry, as she comes through, it is... confused. Where am I? What's going on?
Where are you from? What's your name? My name's Kiva. I'm a healer of the Order of St. Calendra.
Dana.
What's this village called? Do you know what's your home village called, Dana?
I
Where are you
don't know. It's... Where is everyone? Why is it so quiet?
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Darling, maybe a little less apologizing.
I'm sorry. Everyone's gone. They've been taken. We're here to find out what took them. Me and my friends.
As you say
We're
the
here to help.
word taken, it's as if you've struck her. She suddenly flinches, cowering down and hunkering as if pressing back against a wall. Those things, nightmarish, Their eyes. You can't see their eyes. They're horrible. So bright in such an awful face.
Did they did
I,
did they
I,
take
I hope. Sorry.
Go on, Mel.
did they
Yeah.
take everyone else? Did they hurt you?
She turns and looks back through. This is a different building that she's come through the walls of. This is the not the largest, but one of the neighbouring buildings to the one that you saw the broken boards coming the exit wound from. She looks back towards the building she came from. I don't know. They were screams in the night, and I woke, and there was something in the room with me. But its eyes, I couldn't look away. They were so beautiful in such a.
It's okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is your home, right?
She nods.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna stick my head in through. I'm guessing there's a hole in the wall.
Of this building, no. The building that she came through, she passed completely through the wall. There does not seem to be, aside from the dark circles, there is no ejection zones. At least not from where you're currently standing. You're standing at the front entrance of the building.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
I'm going to start casting Detect Magic to see if there's anything
Okay.
new.
I'm gonna open the door of the building and go in.
Alrighty, you open the building and the initial entryway seems well maintained. Farmers' boots and muddy aprons hang on 3 hooks, as well as a set of smaller shoes set in even rows. The building has an upstairs, and the stairwell is directly in front of you, and there is another room directed to the left and to the right, the stairwell being a central feature of the ground floor.
I look back at the ghost, whose name's... What was her name again, sorry?
Dana, Dhanna. Dana.
Dana, where's your bedroom? Is it upstairs?
She glides into the building and drifts up the stairwell, and as she comes to
I'll
the top
follow her up.
landing, she gestures to the back left, the back left room. This is where I slept, Ma and Pa. And she gestures down to the other end. They lived there. And at the top of the stairs, the doorway which she passed by, she indicates, this is where Nort slept. My brother.
Nort? Okay. How old is your brother?
He's 6.
Okay, I'm gonna check on his room first, if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Kiva will literally just open the door as fast as she can, just desperately looking for this child.
The door opens and you find the room is in disarray. The ceiling overhead shows an entry portal, and the wall to the left shows an exit portal. The room itself seems to sag under the weight of the decay that has so recently been brought upon it. The bedding, straw-filled mattress, is black. The blood, which might once have been here, has seeped into what remains of the yellow straw. The only thing that remains of whoever inhabited this room is a small, torn-off arm.
Kiva's just gonna pick up the arm, I'm just gonna walk over to it, and I'm guessing it looks like a 6-year-old child's arm.
Yes, it is.
is always the worst part. This is always the worst part. But we can deal with this. We can deal with this. We can deal with this. Maul, come here. And the dog sort of arrives beside her. And she sort of buries her hand in its fur and then goes,
He comes up and begins
Mal?
to effectively effect a hug as you're kind of crouched in this moment. He knows, or they know, how to respond in this moment, pulling you in and just letting you feel their warm breath and their heartbeat, and that small keening sound in the back of the throat. The whimper dominates as they gently soothe the raw edges of this very brutal death.
Mal?
Mm-hmm.
Find. With that, she's basically instructing Mol to go and find, like, she's using the training she taught Mol to go and find any living soul
Okay.
that Mol can track
While this has been
within
going
that
on,
isn't one of the group.
has the group followed, or have you been elsewhere?
I was definitely following, I think. But I don't know what the rest of them doing.
I've been on the first floor trying to finish casting Detect Magic before I continued.
You detect magic doesn't really sense anything. Whatever these dark marks are, the effect has been it's used up its energy, and there's nothing left here magical to detect.
Well, I'm just going to start carefully. Yeah, I'm going to like to roll a stealth check and just check out the village. You're not getting too far from this house.
Alrighty.
I'm going to let somebody know. I'll be around.
I think Gerd is the other person outside with you at that point.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just keeping an eye out in the doorway.
Okay.
I'll keep a watch out in case. I'll pretty much just, keep a watchful eye out.
The large golden retriever, its shaggy head, kind of nudges you out of the way of the door as it goes
Ugh.
to
Yeah.
search for others in the other households. It will be a moment before Mull returns. What would you guys like to do?
Should we? Well, we can't just bury an arm. That makes no sense.
I've set. Sorry, is this for everyone else?
Yeah, if I just. Well, the others, I'm just seeing if they want to do anything before they catch up to you, because I get the impression this is where a lot of your attentions as a group has been drawn to. Winnie, you said you wanted to stealth and start looking around.
Yeah.
As you migrate through the rest of the village, it's clear that no building has been spared. At least 3 other buildings show signs of forced ejection. One building actually has been so forcibly ejected that the trajectory leads over to the wall, and this is on the far side that you guys haven't come in on. It's the wall itself has been impacted, and that is where you find the heavy smear of some body that was very unfortunate. You imagine this was an extremely painful and extremely sudden way to die.
This is awful. We need to stop these monsters. I'm just going to loop around and then make my way back to the house that we were originally in.
Okay. Gerd, is there anything you would
Any
like to
back-
do?
No, I was just keeping an eye out in case anything came in or came near the village. So
Alrighty.
once we get back, we'll meet up.
You notice the animals doing animal things.
Ooh, a chicken.
It turns and looks at you as if you've insulted its mother, and then walks off with dignity.
Yeah, you better run away. And then I'll
Back
go back
to
to meet up with Kiva.
back to Misty and Kiva, and
I-
Dana.
I would like to have just walked up to Eva at this point and just like put my arm on her shoulder and put a hand on her shoulder just to sort of be comforting.
Fuck this. Fuck these creatures. We're gonna have to deal with them. But first, Maul, find. So that's an instruction basically to Maul to go seeking any survivors.
Yep.
An alert if they find any.
I will say now, for the sake of brevity, that Mull does not find any survivors.
You found a corpse, right, Winnie?
There are bodies,
Oof.
some more intact than others, but there are no
Oh.
living souls here aside from yourselves.
How
Okay,
many
I'm gonna
bodies
go
are there?
into
Yes, parts.
while Maul's hunting. I'm gonna go and find. I'm gonna go and check Diana's room. Diana's room.
God.
As you go into Dana's room, this room is... Where did my thing go? I lost my thing. This room shows prolonged activity within the room. Unlike the previous room that you were in, this room has a greater level of sag to its floorboards, and you fear actually that stepping into it with your, for lack of a better word, bulk, you hear the floorboards creak ominously. The dark circle, the portal, lies on the right-hand wall, indicating the creature has moved through into here. And this exit portal gives much greater definition to these unknown creatures. It is indeed cylindrical and serpentine in nature. 4 long, clawed hands emerge from the serpentine body with these black wings that show representation in this exit. And as you move into the room, Dana, not willing to present herself to the room, says in her whispered voice, "It landed here, and I heard the scream, and when it turned its head towards me, it had such bright eyes. Those eyes, it was like they could see the gods. It is as if I had never seen before, and I could see such terrible darkness in such bright light. And then I don't remember anything else. I just remember the cold. It was dark, and I found a thread, and I held it. It was the only light, you see. I didn't know where it would take me, but I held it, and I came and arrived, and I heard your voice calling. Are Are all the others like me?
Yeah,
Are there
we
others like me?
we haven't finished looking, but we haven't found
Not that
anyone
I-
else yet.
Not that we've. Maul's not alerting. Maul's not alerting.
The
Hand on
night,
your shoulder.
the night begins to set in once more as the sun, still evident on the hilltops, has now dipped beyond the horizon of this valley, and with it the temperature begins to chill once more. And it definitely feels like the chill of the grave this time.
We should.
Yeah. When I make my way back, I let them know that I didn't find anything substantial. Just the same terribleness that we saw before.
Maul's not found anything. O light, O Teller, grant these people rest. May you guide their souls to the next life, and grant them your love and your mercy. O light.
Do the homes seem like, or do any of them have fireplaces?
Yeah, they have fireplaces.
Correct.
Not in Dana's room and not in Nort's room, but well, you haven't really seen any other rooms. You would imagine so. There are chimneys and smokestacks. It'd be very odd for a house not to have.
Should we bury the people that we found?
Did we find any bodies?
We should bury them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it'll take some
I
time, but
can't.
I don't want to have them just lay around like that.
I look
I'm
to
with
the.
you. I don't.
I just realised that this was on the bottom of the next page. Part of the room description. The straw mattress, the mattress straw filled, is heavily decayed. What remains of it, the yellow stuffing, is very barely noticed. For on top of the bed is a skeletal female form,
skeletal.
as in Dana's body,
Yeah,
drained and sucked clean.
God dang. Well,
Oh, damn.
I'll
So, is it just skin and bone? Looks like.
It's like every bit of moisture was drained from the body.
these are some fucked up creatures, guys. Right.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah, they are.
I'll start digging.
I now watch the skies so they don't attack us.
Yes.
There is a small cemetery, though there are no empty headstones. There are plots that have been, or that could be denoted quite easily. And I would say that night will have well and truly fallen by the time you finish that task.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eva will, while he is digging the Eva will gather the dead and find any cloth or sheets and just sort of wind the sheets, wrap the bodies, cleanse the face. She'll find some water, wash the faces. And as she does so, she says prayers to Pelor and to Shagarath, asking for passage and mercy in the life that comes next for these poor murdered souls.
While they work on that, I'm going to set us up a nice little area in one of these houses. at the fireplace and find a scavenge for some food. And,
It's not difficult. Between the
yeah,
households, there is
yeah,
enough to have a banquet if you were so inclined, but borrowing from the household that will no longer be requiring it,
right.
you set up a fire in the hearth and allow for the water of the kettles to boil and begin making a broth. Though I would say that the fire is not truly warming, not with the lingering effects of what has occurred here.
He's a,
After the burial has been made, are you all going to head into the building or are you going to do other
uh,
things?
I
I'll
think heading into the building for the night because.
I'll
Yeah.
just say a little prayer to Tempest, ask him to guide these souls on their path to more knowledge and new things, and then I'll head back.
I'll be
Fuck
right
this
back. I'm gonna run the
interlock.
restroom.
The,
Um,
the night is chilling, and I
Do we
would
need to?
imagine that it would take a small amount of time for anyone to truly fall asleep.
Mm,
As the hearth crackles and the water gives an element of aroma to the otherwise stale household, you imagine. I will mention here that when Dana's body is interred, um, she just seems detached, as if it was happening to someone else. She just doesn't seem to have any ability to emote. Kiva, I would imagine you would equate this to shock, though I think Misty and Kiva might understand this just to be the inability of spirits to feel as strongly as they once did, especially a young spirit that did not die in trauma, like Dana has proven to be. Do you have
Yep.
any questions for Dana before you inter her?
did you see what direct? No, there's no point in asking that. Anyone got any ideas?
I don't
Any
suppose you can
questions
tell
you
us
want to ask
anything
her?
more about these creatures?
I don't know what else there is to say. They are large. Oh wait a minute, hold on, let me get it up again. Where's my document? There it is. They are large, but their form was like smoke. Wisps of black shadow. But there was this, like the thread. It had this strange light coming from the tendrils of the smoke, the ends of them. And the eyes were, they just drew you in. It was as if the whole world no longer mattered, and life didn't need to happen. It seemed to move with the darkness. It was like it was one with it.
Maybe they don't like light.
That could be.
You you know where they were taking you at all?
And she shakes her head. I just heard the screaming, and then I saw the eyes. I'm not sure what happened after that.
Anyone else got any ideas?
Oh, Mel's internet just gave up, apparently.
Whose internet? Oh. Okay. Yep, there they go.
No,
Well,
I don't know what to ask.
I think then, as Dana's body is interred, you get a semblance that this was somehow something that was missing. A proper burial. And as the final pieces of earth are brought upon her remains, their form begins to dwindle and rise towards the cosmos and the heavens above. And as you watch her disappear to whatever afterlife awaits her, a new star in the night sky, you make your way inside. In here, the warmth does not reach. In here, the hearth has inability to really give any heat. It's cold, it's clammy. It shouldn't be. The food seems stale, tasteless, and bland. Even with magical augmentation, you can only get the bitterness of salt. And chill still remains. A dark chill that seems to creep in under the floorboards. It seems to creep in along the shuttered windows. And then you notice. You're not sure when it happened, but you notice it now. There is no moonlight drifting through
And I'm
those
back.
shutters.
Sorry about that.
And in that moment, as you realise that, once again, you hear that dreadful scream. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Lovely.
I don't think we've really got time to run into this, and the map that will be required for where you are is not yet ready.
No, do it.
That'll do it.
That would do it.
Nearly time anyway, so.
Yeah, we've got about 10 minutes. We started a bit late, but we'll end a bit early. We're also missing 2 members, and I don't want to progress too much more about what's going on. But that will be all for at least the game tonight. We do have a few things we need to specify, as this is the first. Oh, darn. You've arrived just in time to say goodbye, I'm afraid.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been making baguettes.
It's quite alright. But we're just literally
we just
wrapping
started.
up. So
We just started a giant chicken go nuts.
on there, sir. We do need to have a few things to wrap up with. We need to get the DM of the night and the player of the night. So that I would ask for what moments you enjoyed from each other, and also what moment you enjoyed from the DM. And if there was anything that you would like to nominate a person for play of the night, because that means the winner will gain a DM inspiration, meaning they can re-roll a d20 of theirs and potentially turn failure into a success.
I think for moment of the night for player, I'ma happily vote for Robin playing Gerd in the camp, and just the way he was interacting with everyone was so expressive and really, really interesting to listen to. I think that was pretty great. Honorable mention to Mel and Kiva not having a breakdown, but definitely wanting to have a breakdown.
Yep, that was I'd say that's pretty good. Winnie, who would you nominate as your fellow player of the night? What was that moment that stands out to you?
I think Gerd did pretty well. Messing around with the wine earlier, and then digging that, just trying to figure out what's going on. Almost losing his arm.
Everyday things.
Yeah.
What about you, Gerd? What about you, Robin? Who would you put yours on?
Well, I really enjoyed the dragon bit, the illusionary dragon bit from from Misty. But I also think the way that Kiva took the what you call it, the search and rescue bit really serious and immediately went into that. I also really thought that was really nice. But I am gonna give it to the illusionary dragon that scared the shit out of my character like 5 minutes into the game.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
And
So
for the DM moment, that fucking story at the beginning, man, that was so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought I was
Same.
gonna wait till the end of that.
And then the bard
Same.
and the message, like shit.
Yeah. That's my DM moment, and then I will join. Actually, here's the thing. Like, I'm torn because I really enjoyed Mask's Misty. The thing is, I can't. It's the banter between Misty. For me, the player moment of the night is a co-moment. So ultimately, I'm probably going to come down on the side of Gerd. But yeah, it's that interaction between you two, the messing around at the beginning that I really enjoyed.
Bit of good fun, that.
Yeah.
Definitely. But my DM moment, I definitely the intro with the thing with the bar, that was really cool. But I'm also just liking the what the fuck is going on with these weird monsters and the mystery of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
all.
very cool.
setting up
It's
a
a
strong
bit-
narrative.
Yeah, right at the start, you're coming
I
out
want-
swinging.
I want to know what these things are, and I want to kill them. But
Yeah.
I also want to know how they've become a thing, and various
I
other
mean-
such questions.
There's all of this decay that's all around them, and like, how would they even get those powers? How were they made? Why are they here?
Yeah, they're definitely something.
Yeah, they ain't random.
Yeah.
They ain't natural, put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
That
damn
shit
sure.
ain't natural.
I'm
Well,
excited.
I'm glad that everyone has had a good time. Unfortunately, we've only just now gained a Jasmine for, and we lost a Vi very early on. But hopefully next time it will be a little bit more with everybody. Get everyone together for this, and we will kick things off next time with a bit of combat, the first combat of the game. So, thank you to everybody who took part. Thank you to you all for playing the part, because without you this game doesn't happen. And we have been Play of the Night. If you want to check us out on Sundays and on Wednesdays for our weekly campaigns, you are more than welcome to do so. We do have a YouTube channel, so we will be uploading and posting our shenanigans on there as much as we can. Hopefully we'll be able to get every single episode, but we are forgetful. So we hope we get everything. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye and fond farewells to everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to see where this story goes. Goodbye to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Oh.